Welcome, Totem Pole Nation. Lambos Water Sports. A really late night. We had 11:30 Eastern Time, but it was a great Monday night football game. It was very entertaining in all ways. But the Jets, yes, the New York Jets upset the Buffalo Bills. So it's week one. Uh, Me and Matt Pat's predictions were mostly wrong. We picked the Bills to win. The Bills did have a chance to win, and they suck it up, and they lost on the final play of the game on special teams. And Josh Allen, by the way, had 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions, by the way, which is, somewhat crazy. 3 interceptions. Jordan Whitehead, ladies and gentlemen, picked off Josh Allen 3 times. How many cornerbacks can pick off a quarterback 3 times and a talented quarterback in Josh Allen? But there's also breaking news along the lines during the game. Aaron Rodgers did get hurt 4 plays into the Jets' first drive. Um, According to the sources of Lambo, I'm going to say that he tore his ACL. Not his ACL. He tore his Achilles. Not his ACL. I apologize. He tore his Achilles. Um, he was in a walking boot. It's an Achilles injury. By the way, he will be getting some type of X-rays on it tomorrow, so we will find out the news. But I'm just gonna guess, and I hope Aaron Rodgers recovers very well. He probably tore the Achilles. So if he tore his Achilles, Aaron Rodgers will be out for the season with a torn Achilles. Could he play through it? He's played through a lot of injuries before in Green Bay, but an Achilles injury is a little bit different than playing through a calf injury. The Jets at first, they had a lot of doubt, not so much hope at all. So the energy went down. Zach Wilson did throw a couple of interceptions, which was pretty bad. I think the Buffalo defense did pretty excellent despite all those turnovers from the offense. But the Jets, they fought back. They kept on fighting. They kept fighting. Zach Wilson was 14 and 21. He had 1 pick, 140 yards passing, but they were able to run the ball. Brees Hall had a bunch of big runs. He had 10 carries for 127 yards. And remember, this is a running back in Brees Hall that tore his ACL last year. And he came back and they were running, they were dominant. For the Bills, Josh Allen just had 4 turnovers. The second half of Buffalo possessions, it was a field goal, punt, interception, fumble, and a fumble. And then the turnover that they had in the first half. So Buffalo Bills, with all the offensive talent that they have, James Cook had 46 yards rushing. Josh Allen had 36. Stephon Diggs had 102 yards receiving off 1 touchdown. So Stephon Diggs is being the primary guy tonight. So it's not a lot really going on. I think it was a great game. By the way, I did start to a little bit fall asleep, but I caught on. But Aaron Rodgers missing for the Jets is going to be a very huge factor. They do have Tim Boyle as their backup quarterback, but he is not on a 53-man roster. He's on the practice squad. So we'll see if the Jets do something to elevate that second quarterback, because if they didn't elevate that second quarterback, then their backup quarterback and Zach Wilson would have got hurt. Was the wide receiver Randall Cobb, who played quarterback back in college and high school and whatnot. But this is a great game for the Jets. The Jets won. Surprisingly, I didn't expect the Jets to win, but they fought. We watched some more Hard Knocks. So, I understand it's one game. Every team's made mistakes. Buffalo was supposed to win, and they made mistakes. The Chiefs were supposed to win. They made mistakes. The Cincinnati Bengals were supposed to win. They made mistakes. The Patriots supposed to win. They make mistakes. My whole point in this is that it's week one. It's week one. Week one does not define a football season. It doesn't define a season. So The offensive line did produce some struggles for the Jets as well. Not blaming him. I'm not saying that's the reason why Aaron Rodgers did get hurt. But, the offensive line was some trouble. So at least they were able to run the ball, to not pass the ball a lot. The run game was very tremendous. But Buffalo, like I said, you have Cook, who is the brother of Dalvin Cook. They just don't have the same running backs. And the Buffalo Bills just don't have a run game. I mean, 48 yards from Cook and 39 yards from Josh Allen. So the run game is not as strong. Um, their offensive line for Buffalo did struggle, but the Jets have a great pass defense. But we'll see how this goes. The Jets did pull the upset. All Jets fans are screaming right now. They're happy. They won the game in overtime, 22-16. Um, Garrett Wilson was a great catch, by the way. A great catch, fourth quarter. I mean, Tre'Davious White had great coverage. He just held it one hand like this and still was able to catch it. So it's a lot of good things. It was a great game. It's late night, so I was able to get this coverage. I'm glad I was able to somewhat watch the game, but it's going to be tough for the Jets going forward. I'm not sure if Aaron Rodgers will play another down this season if he tears his Achilles. I know it doesn't look like he'll be playing another down for the rest of the year with a torn Achilles, because that's not a very good injury where you put pressure on that. But we'll see how that goes, if he plays through it or not. We'll see what happens within the next 24 hours. But the New York Jets do have the Dallas Cowboys. And I know I've said earlier in the episode that I do pick the Jets to beat the Cowboys, but that Aaron Rodgers is not playing. Um, I'm going to change my pick, and the Dallas Cowboys will beat the New York Jets next week, because I just don't see Zach Wilson pulling off a miracle against that Cowboys defense. So I will have to change my pick. But it's the Lambos with the sports presented to you by Silent Sports Network. The Jets upset the Bills. I wish Aaron Rodgers a speedy recovery. But more insight, more news, more content is Lambos with the sports. Totem Nation, good night. We'll be catching you tomorrow.